Welcome back to the channel where reality blurs with nightmares. Tonight's tale comes from one of our newest subscribers, Rachel from Portland, Oregon. She shared a story that will make you think twice before pulling a prank. But be warned, this isn't just any story. It's a personal experience that still haunts her to this day. Let's dive into Rachel's terrifying tale. Dear Mr. Phantom Night, my name is Rachel, and I'm from Portland, Oregon. I've been a fan of your channel, and after hearing all the chilling stories you've shared, I felt compelled to share one of my own. This is something that happened to me a few years ago, and I've never really been able to shake it. Even now, as I write this, I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. I hope that by telling my story, I can finally put some of this fear to rest, or at least warn others about the dangers of taking things too far. It all started on a Friday night, the kind of night where my friends and I would usually get together, have a few drinks, and try to outdo each other with ridiculous pranks. We were always looking for new ways to scare each other, or some random stranger on the other end of the phone line. It was harmless fun, at least. That's what we thought. That night, we were at my friend Liam's place, and after a couple of horror movies and way too much caffeine, someone suggested we do some prank calls. It was something we'd done countless times before, and we were all in the mood for a good laugh. Liam found a burner phone he had lying around, a leftover from another prank, and we decided to call a random number from an online phone book. The name that popped up was Mr. Walters, some guy we didn't know, but his name sounded ordinary enough to be safe, and we figured it would be funny to freak him out. The phone was passed around, and when it got to me, everyone was grinning, waiting to see what I'd do. I've always been the one with the best creepy voice, so they were expecting something good. I decided to go all in and make it as unsettling as possible. I dialed the number, and after a few rings, a deep, tired voice answered. Hello? For a second, I almost didn't go through with it. Something about the way he answered made me pause, but I could feel my friends watching, so I pushed forward. I'm watching you, I whispered into the phone. I'm in your house, Mr. Walters. I can see you. There was a long silence on the other end, just the sound of breathing. I was about to say something else when the man spoke again, his voice calm and cold. You shouldn't have called this number. His words caught me off guard. I wasn't sure how to respond, so I just mumbled something about it being a joke. But then he laughed, a low, eerie laugh that sent a shiver down my spine. You think this is funny? He said. You've made a grave mistake. I quickly ended the call, my heart pounding. The room had gone silent, and my friends were staring at me, waiting for me to laugh it off. But I couldn't. I felt sick to my stomach. What did he say? Liam asked, but I just shook my head. We should stop, I muttered, handing the phone back to him. Something's not right. We tried to laugh it off, but the mood had shifted. I left shortly after that, feeling like something was following me, watching me. But when I got home, I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination running wild. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard that man's voice, calm and menacing. I told myself it was just a prank gone wrong, but deep down I knew something wasn't right. The next day, strange things started happening. I'd hear knocking at my door late at night, but no one was there when I checked. My phone would ring with no caller ID, and when I picked up, there was only silence. I even found my bedroom window open one morning, even though I was sure I'd locked it the night before. Then, the nightmares began. I dreamed that I was back on the phone, hearing that man's voice again, only this time it was closer, and I could feel him breathing down my neck. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, my heart racing. One night, I was jolted awake by the sound of my phone vibrating on the nightstand. But it wasn't my usual phone, it was the burner phone we'd used for the prank. I hadn't touched it since that night, and I'd left it in my car. My hands were shaking as I picked it up. The screen showed unknown number. I hesitated, every instinct telling me not to answer, but I couldn't ignore it. I swiped to answer the call. Hello? My voice was barely above a whisper. There was no response, just silence. And then, after what felt like an eternity, I heard it. The same low, chilling laugh from that night. Did you think I'd forget? The voice said. You can't escape. I'm coming for you. I dropped the phone, terrified. The call ended on its own, but the fear stayed. I knew in that moment that I'd messed with something far beyond a simple prank. I didn't sleep at all that night. Every creak of the house, every rustle of the wind outside sent me into a panic. I couldn't stay in that house any longer, so I packed a bag and left, driving without a destination until the sun came up. I haven't gone back since. I moved across the country, hoping to outrun whatever it was that I had awakened. But even now, years later, I can't shake the feeling that it's still out there, waiting for the right moment to find me again. So, please, if you ever get the urge to prank someone, especially with a phone call, think twice. You never know who or what you might reach on the other end. Rachel's story is a chilling reminder that some pranks can open doors to things better left alone. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales that will make you think twice before taking a risk. And as always, be careful. Sometimes the things we do for a laugh can come back to haunt us.